Alright, how you guys doing? My name is Richie Dubs. This is going to be a re-upload of my video that I posted demonstrating Rebecca's propensity to lie. Becky Boop, Rebecca Prince, has been lying about me online since the end of our relationship. I had originally removed this video from the internet as a show of good faith because of a deal that was brokered by Keemstar, which I appreciate greatly that he did that. However, Rebecca has shown no ability to stick to this agreement. She has violated it on multiple occasions. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and put this back up as she continues to lie about me. I want my story out there. I want these proofs out there. So that is why I'm re-uploading this video with two caveats. The first caveat being that I essentially alluded to the fact that I felt like Keemstar had been sweeping. I no longer feel that way. I kind of understand he was in a predicament. I feel like he was a victim of her lies almost as much as I was. Not quite as much, but he definitely was a victim of her lies. And second being, I had to remove one DM. I didn't have to, but I decided to remove one DM because it was just verifying that something was heard that somebody else said. It wasn't crucial to the story, and the person who the DMs were with didn't appreciate that I had put them in here, so I went ahead and took those out. Other than that, this is my original video in its entirety. Again, I will say I claimed that Keemstar was sweeping. It is what it is. I'm not going to remake this entire video. There will be more to come. However, I'm going to just leave this as is and re-upload it. So I just wanted to get that out there first. So without further ado, here is my original Becky Boop lied video.
I gotta say
That's exactly
something.
right.
Shut up. I'm gonna say this much.
This is the one and only neighbor Tina D. And Tina here is about to really let the cat out of the bag.
Becky, if you don't redeem yourself and something does happen, I want you to remember something. Hold on. I want you to remember something. Think about your last boyfriend and what you typed to me.
That's me. I'm Becky's former boyfriend, and the one that she wrongfully accused of SA and drugging her to take advantage of her. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at how I got myself into this mess.
Forbid he got anything wrong, and now you are doing this under his network where it ultimately falls on him, and you're making him look like shit like that, and not only about anybody but against people within his own network. What do you think you're accomplishing?
They're talking about money now. I noticed that they're not humbling themselves. They're not watching what they say. They said it's about our numbers going down. Well, your numbers are not going to go up with false allegations, ladies. They only last so long before people start calling you out on your shit.
Yeah, it was really bad. I honestly, moving in a lighter direction.
This is Locale Live, a podcast featuring Keemstar, Wings of Redemption, and Boogie2988. On this particular episode, October 21st, they are going to have a special guest named Becky Boop, who's going to come on and spill all the dirt about her relationship with Rich from Review Tech USA. This is a podcast that I've been watching since its inception. I'd been a member of the community since its inception. I was pretty well known, generally liked, and I'd even traveled to take part in their camping trip about 3 weeks before this episode aired. So they're gonna go ahead and introduce Becky here.
Hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have Becky Boo.
So as a result of this episode, Keemstar decided he was going to do a speed dating show and have a bunch of members from the community speed date Becky to see if any of them meshed with her, yada, yada, yada. And that's where I came into the picture.
All right. We have a newcomer, ladies and gentlemen, and we know him. We met him in real life. Richie Dubs.
So what made you decide to come on?
Well, you seem like a really sweet girl. We're similar ages. I'm single. We're both in New York, so I figured why not?
What was one particular thing you liked about me that made you come on?
You seemed really pleasant and like happy, very smiley. You're cute.
41. Okay, perfect.
I'm really curious, chat. I would really love your opinion. Can you put a 1 if you're feeling this or a 2 if you're not?
Oh man, you're throwing me to the wolves.
1. We know Richie. He came out to our camping trip that we did on Locale Live. Great fucking guy. Great guy. We back him up.
It was a blast.
I mean, for me, this is a yes. So I feel great about this. Let me see the chat. Ooh, chat likes you too.
Oh, I like them too.
I'm over here inspired. Richie has done so well. He's at the fucking stoplight spitting more game than half you motherfuckers that had time to prepare.
Yeah, you've destroyed everyone else in the lineup so far, but we have a lot more people. So, Richie, I think there will be another date, and you're definitely making it to the next round. Thank you, Richie Dubs, ladies and gentlemen. Great.
Thank you, Rich. Nice meeting you.
Great performance by Richie Dubs. Great performance.
So I'd made it to the second round of the e-dating show, and it was between me and one other guy, as you'll see here.
Made it. Okay, who made it to the final round?
There's only 2. There's only 2.
Okay. All right.
Been tough.
So drum roll. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who are the 2 that made it?
So the first one on the list is Richie.
Richie Dubs. Okay. Who's the second one?
And then the second one would be Jake.
And now we are at the moment of truth. Now, Becky, before you pick your winner, all right? A lot of people say this is shows like fake and stage, and it's not, right? When you pick a winner tonight, are you really gonna like go on a date with them? Are you really gonna date this person? 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I am so in.
Okay, so this is real. This isn't just some YouTube shit, all right? You're about to pick someone that you're going to officially start dating the moment you pick this person.
I'm ready.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, a brand new boyfriend and girlfriend is about to be announced. All right?
Oh, we're going to be exclusive from the start?
From the start, okay? And the insemination will happen within 72 hours, okay? She's getting pregnant, people. All right, here we go. Becky Boop, former mistress of Review Tech USA. Who do you choose to be your future husband? Go.
Okay, so can I say some words to both guys?
Certainly.
Well, in particular to Jake, I wanted to say it was so sweet when you said that, well, that's what planes are for when you were talking about the distance. I love that you were looking for ways to get past any obstacles. I wish I could choose both of you, but that said, I am going to have to choose Richie.
Oh! Woo! Jake. Thank you so much for coming on, Jake.
Yeah,
a close second. All right.
Jake, nice to meet you. And just like that, I'd won. Ooh, lucky me. If only I had known. And so we dated for a few months. I don't want to get it too far into the weeds with the entire relationship. I'm going to summarize what it's like to date Becky with just 2 clips right here really quick. This will just kind of set the tone for what to expect from this person who we're about to observe.
But that doesn't even mean anything. That just means those people are playing the long game. It doesn't mean anything based on how they treat somebody. I grew up playing chess, right? It's true.
You're a sociopath, Becky.
What are you going to get from Desi? What the fuck do you think they're going to get from Desi other than friendship and love and kindness?
Really, you're the only person who's guessed it right. Everybody else says I'm a narcissist. No, I'm a fucking sociopath.
I just feel like it's notable to mention that nobody has ever accused me of being a narcissist. I don't treat people in a way that would make them suggest that I'm a narcissist, so it's a little bit of telling on yourself there, in my opinion.
Wild shit, and that's where I'm coming from when I came in yelling fucking
Well, and
mad.
that's fucking true. That's fucking true. That is my response. If I am cornered like a dog,
Sly Guy FPS super chatted $20. Tina says it bothers her every show she went to Keem to have him tell you to stop and you kept doing it, but now all of a sudden you realize it bothers her, and Albert, give me a break.
My point, you're 100% right with that, Keem. If I'm getting harassed and to the point I feel like I'm cornered and I have to find a way out, I will say whatever shit I need to say to get out of it. That's my defense. The solution, don't fucking corner me unfairly.
So basically, we saw a lot of controlling behavior and no accountability for anything. Everything that came up was my fault. It was never her fault. She was the perpetual victim. And I did my best to kind of shield the crazy away from the relationship, but ultimately she put me to a choice one night where she was either going to call the cops or I had to leave in the middle of the night after drinking. And as you can see in this photograph from inside Becky's house on the night in question, she did in fact call the police. She struck me 2 times while we were waiting for them to get there. I also took a video of the inside of her house. I had my phone out to record her in the event that she did get violent or, just started getting where I thought maybe she would make false accusations against me for hitting her or something. So I did end up taking a video of the inside of her house, which I intended to use as an insurance policy to stop her from slandering me or just going off the rails from the breakup. And I'm not going to show that video here. I'm just going to use this photo I found online as a reference for kind of what we were dealing with here. So she was presented to me as a traditional wife type of person, and she was so far from that. And I thought it might be beneficial for other people who maybe potentially came across this woman to understand before they got involved what they were really getting involved with, because I hadn't had this glimpse into who she was ahead of time. So we got in a fight. She called the cops. She hit me. I took the video of the inside of her house. The cops came. We broke up. I left. I went all the way home. The next day, she took her time on her podcast to completely slander me the entire time. She talked so much shit about me. It is what it is. No big deal. Yada, yada, yada. However, I had told her that if she wanted to make our breakup very public and very ugly, I did have the video of the inside of her house, which I would reluctantly share with everybody else because she was always talking shit about her co-host's house. She's always acting like she's better than everybody. And if there's one thing I hate, it's a fucking hypocrite. So as you can see in all the text messages here, obviously the blue ones are me, the white ones are her. And if you read them all, you'll see it's essentially, this is the 24 hours before she made the accusation. There's no talk anywhere in here of any kind of sexual assaults, no type of druggings, none of the things that she's going to go ahead and accuse. But her accusation came out in response to this very last message of me telling her that she was blocked. So I blocked her from texting my phone as indicated in the message there, and she tried to goad me into an argument in the Discord server for the Lolcow podcast show where we met. I didn't take her bait, and eventually we were both interacting in the chat, but I wasn't directly responding to her, and eventually this was the message that she sent. And you can see here, I was like, wait, why are we talking about grape now? Where is this coming from? And this is when she replied to me, this is her accusation coming out originally. And then as you can see here, some people were kind of reluctant to believe her. She's not the most credible person. And if you pay attention to that very last message there, she even alludes to having a police report, which would indicate the essay that she claims happened. And, except for that, she backpedaled off this position very shortly thereafter and said that the police report was just for the trespassing that she reported me for because I didn't want to leave in the middle of the night after drinking alcohol. And so as you could see here, she tries to twist the story and say that the cops required me to take a breathalyzer or something. The truth of the matter is that I requested one. I just wanted to be sure I was below the legal limit before I drove home. And then so here's the police report that indicates that I did in fact request to be breathalyzed. Just out of an abundance of caution, I was below the legal limit and I left the residence without issue. And then you can see in the last one here, she already starts to change the narrative, and now it's the police reports of getting me kicked out, when originally she was saying the police reports would indicate that she reported being graped. And here's another one. That's not me. That's a different guy named Richie. She's already claiming here again that she's told the police. There's no evidence that she's told the police of this. I don't think she's dumb enough to make a false report. I think that she knows she would be found out. So this is 100% just her trying to gaslight everybody into believing she reported it. And I've always found this one very interesting. She alludes to the fact that if I just stop talking about her, all this can stop. Apparently, I will somehow ungrape her and all this can just go away. I'm not quite sure how she's going to unring that bell if I were to quote unquote just stop talking about her. And I wasn't even really talking about her to begin with, to be honest. I was ready to just move on with my life. But yeah, so this is where we left. And then the next part's funny too. An obsessed ex. She talks about me on her podcast at least once a week. I'm certainly not obsessed with this woman, but I guess whatever makes her feel good about herself, right? So this is the messages I had sent the day that I was quote unquote talking about her and it could all stop or whatever. Like, I'm talking about the situation. Like, it was a really wild, unhinged situation. And I didn't want to leave the Discord server after being accused of something I didn't do because I didn't want to look like I was guilty and fleeing. So needless to say, these allegations were levied. There was some talk about it for sure, but it's not like I was in there dogging this woman or anything, really. Like, I was pretty much over it at this point already. Once she weaponized the police against me, I was pretty much lost all interest to try to pursue anything. I understand that those situations can be very toxic, and it's just not really what I see myself wanting to live through or wanting to be involved in. So I was done already. So again, this is the rest of my messages from the day in question. And again, you know, I wasn't directly interacting with her. I was shielding myself from the allegations, trying to save face, trying to make the best out of the situation that I could and just progress on with my life, progress on in the community. I didn't think that it was necessary that either of us should have to leave the community or like none of this stuff was really necessary. So essentially she levied the allegations. And the next relevant bit would be when I went on the other Lolcow show called Lolcow Rewind to just unequivocally deny the allegations publicly.
Richie,
Yo.
you're live. You got a camera?
My camera's still not unpacked from coming back home.
All right. So, Richie, you obviously have a lot to talk about right now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to lead you into anything. Do you want to just start?
Well, I would first I would start by saying that the allegations are 100% false. There is zero basis in reality to any of the sexual abuse allegations that have been levied against me. There's not anything that could be stretched to come to that point. There's no basis in reality whatsoever. I would first and foremost completely denounce the allegations.
Okay. That's first and foremost. After that, what do you say about this?
I'm not super proud about releasing the video of her house. I didn't take the video to release the video. I took the video because I saw how she was with Review Tech after they broke up, and he says that they never actually even dated. So, whatever it was, but I took the video as a deterrent mechanism. I made her aware that I had this video, and that if she wanted to make this ugly, then we could do it that way. But I would much prefer that we just not slander one another, not talk shit about each other, and just move on. We dated for 2 months. All of this doesn't need to be happening. Like, people can just not get along and go about their lives.
I mean, I wish that's what would have happened and it not,
I wanted that more than anything. Trust me.
Richie, I think we were talking in, was it Discord maybe a month ago, when I first like started talking to you in Discord, and everybody was saying you were going to break up soon, and you kind of had this mindset. You were like, yeah, relationships usually last about 2 months. You're like, maybe I am out soon. And did you know
RTU was putting that 2-month time limit on the relationship?
Exactly,
if you heard me discussing that's probably where that came from.
Somehow he was right again, which I hate because this motherfucker. I got words for him in time.
He was on the show for maybe 30 minutes, and then it was just me and Tina.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I was about to say it was only 30 minutes she was on.
I just expected it to be like last night where she spent like 90 minutes lying about me. Like, almost nothing she said was true.
Where do you think she would get this stuff from?
Well, a lot of it is like made up completely, like the SA stuff. Like, there's no basis in reality. Some of it has a little basis in reality, like my erectile dysfunction. Like, I've never taken like a dick pill in my life. I'm 41. Like, I'm pretty okay. The problem is, though, that the house was so dirty and it smelled so bad that it was like really distracting. It was just too much going on. Like I'm not to be like mean or rude or anything, but her hygiene wasn't great and her house was kind of really, it was just like too
Why
much.
did you stick around?
I felt really bad leaving her for something like that because number one, we discussed making attempts for her to get better. And number two, this is like a personal weakness. And I would much rather help her get through the personal weakness than just leave her for it, is like my mindset at the time. But once she called the cops on me for like no reason, like there was no legitimate reason to call the cops whatsoever. And like I've known females who were like that in the past. People who weaponize the police, that's like the most giant red flag to me. Like I understand like this is like a really dangerous situation or whatever.
Were you not going to leave the house?
Okay.
I asked her if I could stay for like an hour or two just to make sure I was under the legal limit when I drove because like I had a couple shots or whatever. I didn't know. I don't have like a BAC. I don't really drink. So I didn't know if I was over the legal limit or not. I just didn't want to take the chance. And like she lives kind of in the middle of nowhere and it was like 10 degrees out and it was 2:00 in the morning and I had my cat and I had a few drinks and I asked her if I could just hang out in the front room for a couple hours where I had my PC set up or whatever. And I would leave as soon as I felt like I wouldn't be a risk to anybody on the road or get stopped and get in trouble personally. And the reason she called the cops was because I refused to apologize for the Discord thing. So like she didn't feel threatened. It was like either you apologize or I'm going to call the cops. And so like obviously you're weaponizing the police at that point.
Yeah. And that's when you filmed the video because I got a screenshot here from today at 6:29 p.m. my time. You said I filmed when I was waiting for the cops. She knew the video existed and would be released if she slandered me, which she did. That's your words. What you said. Yep. So I wanted my when you knew the cops were coming when you filmed it.
Yes, it took them like 20 minutes to get there. I knew the cops were on the way. I stayed in the computer room for the first 15 minutes of it, and when I knew that they would probably be like close, I like started coming out by the door because she was in her bedroom. I started coming out by the door to meet them at the door. You know, I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna make them come in there and get me or what. Like I didn't do anything. I understand I'm not in trouble. Like I'm not hiding at all.
Now, Richie, with her essay allegation that you say is completely baseless. She claimed that you had drugged her. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct at all.
What is?
I feel like it's important to interject here that I made a mistake speaking here. When I said no, it isn't correct, I didn't mean it wasn't correct that she asserted that. I meant no, it's not correct. I didn't do that. She did, in fact, assert that, and this was just like a misunderstanding. I wasn't trying to take away the fact that she said that or whatever. She most certainly did say that. So this is like kind of a little point of contention in this interview here because like I'm not a content creator. I'm not used to being on live streams. I've been on a couple times or whatever, and I was like pretty nervous. These were really serious allegations, and so this was kind of like a little wonky area of the interview. The fact is that she did in fact allege that, but I did not in fact do it.
She claim.
I don't even know what she claims, to be honest, because it hasn't. As far as I know, I've only seen the Discord stuff. I haven't seen any actual claims. I don't know when this supposedly happened. Keemstar said on New Year's on Local Live. I don't know where he got that from. I haven't seen that claim either directly. I don't know exactly when this was supposed to happen. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to have done.
She said that in the Discord, though.
I didn't see that. She wiped her Discord today at like 12:30. So if it was from yesterday, I just might have missed it.
Do you usually have drugs on you?
No, I don't. I've been off of hard drugs since 2011. I used to be, quite a recreational drug user in my earlier years. I was a little wild.
Yeah.
Send a screenshot.
But yeah, 2011 I got off of hard drugs. I still smoke a little bit of weed.
True.
I haven't done another drug besides weed since the early 20-teens. I might have like taken some e-pills or something.
Being one of two people that knows what actually went down, what is your idea of a way to end this amicably or with the
I don't know. It's hard because she's like lying and slandering me in such a dramatic fashion. I've contacted a lawyer because it is a baseless claim and she is defaming me.
Your opening statement was very lawyery.
Unfortunately it has to be. I would have much rather just fucked off into the sunset, to be honest. I don't have a single ex-girlfriend right now that I can't call and say, how are you doing? I don't have these tumultuous breakups. I've never been through this before. I've also never had somebody lie and claim that I sexually assaulted them. I've never sexually assaulted anybody. I've never had anybody claim I have. These are completely detached from anything that I'm actually about or that I stand for.
When did the two of you actually break up?
The night the cops came.
What night was that?
It was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. And
Yep.
did you think it was a good idea to stay in the Discord, or did you?
Well, I mean, again, we should be able to break up and share a Discord space. It shouldn't be that big of a deal if we can act like adults.
Yeah, it's weird because it's her job, right? So it's in a way, it's like
Yeah, but I've been
work.
here for like a year longer than her too, though, right?
No, I know. It's like imagine you
I
get a woman at your favorite restaurant, and
I'm pretty entrenched in this community. I could fuck off, but like, should I have to? I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, I know you. I know you're big in the community. I know all that. I'm just. These are questions I wanted to hear answers from. You know.
He suggested that I leave about 10 minutes before she made the allegation up. She actually texted me after Queens ended, and I told her, "Why are you texting me? You just spent like 90 minutes talking shit about me. You're gross. You smell bad. Your house is disgusting. I don't want anything else to do with you, and I'm blocking you." And then so she started tagging me in the server after I texted her that back and blocked
Richie,
her. And when I didn't reply to her in the server, that's when the allegation came out. So it was like a 10-minute window, maybe 15-minute tops between I blocked her and when she made that allegation up.
So Richie, we got people offering to pay big money to cover travel expenses to have you or Becky take a lie detector test.
I would absolutely I would 100% take a polygraph test, especially if it was at no cost to me. I will go tomorrow.
Yeah, we have literally people willing to back this financially. So
well, if you guys make it happen, I will 100% take a polygraph test. I'll take 2 of the motherfuckers because I didn't do anything.
Okay. Well, we have that. We have that on record.
Well, tell them to contact me. Let's make it happen. I'd be more than happy to do it.
This is what Billy was talking about. This is her.
So I got this pulled up right here. It says, Richie says, why are we talking about the R word now?
Oh, I can go into that really quick. So like the conversation is just normal. It's like I told you in that 10-minute window between when I blocked her and when she made the allegation. I told you she was like pinging me and I was intentionally trying to not escalate and ignore her. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I see that like, the R word is being like 3 or 4 times in the thread. I'm seeing it. And that's why I was like, wait, why are we talking about this out of nowhere all of a sudden? And that was like when she replied to me. And that's how I found out that she was making these lies up. This is you actually in real time are watching me realize that, oh, she's making this lie up right here. That's why we're talking about it. And so they were trying to demonstrate how I said, no, that wasn't correct, that she asserted that, when in fact I meant, no, it wasn't correct, that I didn't do it, as I broke in a minute ago to discuss. But for the sake of not letting this video grow to 3 hours long or whatever, this full interview is up on the Rewind channel. I feel like we covered enough of it for my purposes here. You're more than welcome to go view the rest of this interview in its full context. So essentially, at the end of the Rewind interview, Keemstar came on. He asked me if I could leave the server for a week until everything blew over. I agreed that would be fine. I decided not to take the lie detector test that was discussed because in the event that I should get an inconclusive or a false positive, it would have been significantly detrimental. And I came to the conclusion that majority of the people in the community didn't seem to believe her. There were a few people who did seem to believe her. If I did take the polygraph test and the results were accurate and it shows that I wasn't lying, the people who already believed me would feel slightly better about it. The people who didn't believe me would dismiss it as pseudoscience or it's not admissible in court. It wouldn't have really swayed anybody's opinions. I didn't feel like I had anything to really gain, and I felt like I had a tremendous amount to lose. So I ultimately decided not to go through with the polygraph test. So Keemstar asked me to leave the server for about a week. Then he extended it if I could just not come back as long as Becky's involved in the lolcow community. It's my position that without her fully agreeing fully confessing, I probably shouldn't be allowed back in the community because Keemstar could never take that risk, right? Unless she actually confesses it or it's somehow proven beyond a doubt that she lied, I would technically be a liability in that community, and I totally understand that, and that's fine. But what my purpose here with this project is to take away her power to continue to do this to other people in the future. I didn't deserve these allegations. I never did anything remotely similar to what she alleged, and it's just completely unfair. It's disgusting of her to do this to somebody who doesn't deserve it, And ultimately, I don't feel like she's going to stop here. I feel like the next poor sucker who doesn't see this coming is going to walk into the same trap that I walked into. So I wouldn't ever feel good about myself if that happened and I didn't do everything in my power to try to get in front of it. And so that's what I'm here for now. So what we're going to see now here is the dynamic between Tina, Becky's co-star, and Becky herself. And Tina makes quite a few references to knowing that Becky lied about the allegations to some degree or another. So we're going to start here with this clip.
My point, well, to that point, if I do manage to make my way back on the show, which yes, I do want to do, that's why I'm here. And yes, I paid a good chunk of my way here. Okay, way more than I could fucking afford. If I do make my way back onto the show, you can bet I will never talk to her privately again. There is no sort of friendship there, no sort of loyalty, not even a kind business cordialness. There's nothing. She burned everything she ever had with me.
Oh, like you didn't do it when you tell me all these fucking dumbass shit about Richie and everybody else. Shut the fuck up, Becky. You've done the same. Don't blame me.
Hey, you already leaked shit about me. You're free to leak whatever the fuck you want now. You've already done your damage, Tina.
Yeah, whatever. It don't matter.
It's just that I had way more shit to say.
I don't care what you have to say.
That much is apparent. That much is apparent.
Mike knows me, just like you're talking about you don't do this and you don't do that. But you know what the bottom line is? We've had to put up with a lot of shit. You blamed SA on somebody, and we had to fucking shut the fuck up, and you lied your fucking ass off on somebody. You talk about every goddamn buddy.
You talk about every fucking
buddy. You talk about everybody too.
That was not a lie.
You guys had a conversation.
If you want to say that's your opinion.
And you told me what they said. Let me rephrase. Let me stop. Let me talk. You called her.
All you do is talk.
She was not in character. She had to go back to crying. She was too happy doing the pig. You said she was not in character. She has to go back to doing this. That's a private fucking call with you three, bitch.
Yes.
Okay, so you were saying.
You do it too, bitch.
Am I allowed to talk now? You were saying I lied about SA. You better. I certainly never told you that because that's not the truth.
Now, when I first saw this clip, I didn't have the full context, but I found it very, very strange that she said, I certainly didn't tell you that. Right away, as soon as she said that, I instantly thought, is it possible she told her that? There's no way she would trust this woman to tell her this lie that she told. She would never divulge that was actually a lie to this person. But as you'll see, I'm pretty sure she did.
So I just want to make clear that's your fucking opinion because I absolutely
super chatted $20. Keep unban me.
But you're making it sound like I fucking told you that, and that is absolutely not fucking true. I actually got assaulted.
Now, she says she actually got assaulted, but I would put forth this video as evidence that she herself doesn't even believe that, because look what she does here.
In the chat, I see somebody saying, what about those with trauma? All of us sitting here have trauma. I have very recent trauma that a lot of people undermine as well. I had the SA incident. And what I could say as somebody who was a victim of that is not.
Did you catch that? Did you see what she did there? She put quotes around victim. If she was a victim, would she be a quote unquote victim, or would she be a victim?
Number one, I hate people telling me I should act a certain way and people forcing me to act like a victim as they think one should be.
And there she does it again with the quotes around victim. And you know, it's the physiology of the human body. We don't like to lie. So we try our body. The reason that body language analysis works is because our body has tells to try to mitigate the stress that comes along with lying. And I think that those quotes over victim were a subconscious gesture to alleviate the guilt of being a bold-faced liar. And so now we're back at the beginning clip, the clip I started this documentary off with. And this is the clip where Tina says, essentially, Becky, I'll share the DMs about your ex-boyfriend. So again, more alluding to the fact that Becky has in fact revealed the truth that she lied to this person, Tina, that Tina does in fact know. And we're gonna go ahead and listen to this piece again now.
I gotta say something.
Exactly right.
Shut up. I'm gonna say this much. Becky, if you don't redeem yourself, if something does happen, I want you to remember something. Hold on. I want you to remember something. Think about your last boyfriend and what you typed to me.
And it could be argued that she could be talking about something else. There's nothing that I could really think of that she would be alluding to aside from the fact that Becky did in fact make up these allegations. They're completely whole cloth fabrications to remove me from the community, to save face, to make her not look dumb for losing the guy that she was calling amazing every opportunity she got up until this point. There's a raft of reasons why that she might have made these accusations up. But so we can take these things and then we can put them together with a message that I received from one of the other hosts in this universe of podcasts from the main show, the Locale Live show, from the beginning, Wings of Redemption. His wife sent this message to me in a Discord server. And so Kel the Southern Belle, that's Kelly, that's Jordan's wife, Wings of Redemption, and she says, so Tina did tell Jordy Becky told her that the incident never happened, so it will come out. Tina won't keep that in. Apparently it was at Fat Camp when Beck and I were fighting. So Fat Camp was the in real life event where all of these people got together in a house to do content for 2 weeks. It was kind of like the camping trip that I went on, only much bigger in scope. And so this is what she's referring to at Fat Camp. It was called Fat Camp. So I reached out to another female from this universe of people, a girl named Lynx who used to be friends with Becky. She used to be involved in the content. And I just said to her, hi, Lynx. So Becky told Tina the truth about how she lied about the SA shit. Did she also tell you that? And Lynx says yes. Did she type it? Can you leak it? No, she doesn't have it typed. So I was hoping that she might be able to reach out to Tina. I've never spoken directly to Tina, the person who seems to have the proof that Becky admitted to lying. I've never actually spoken to this woman directly. So Lynx was going to see if she could get maybe Tina to tell the truth, to leak the screenshots that she alludes to having, or whatever needs to happen for my name to be cleared of these wrong allegations, these horrible allegations, and for this woman to be held to some accountability for lying about me in such a horrid way. And so we're going to see more from Lynx in a bit here, but first I just want to show a little bit more evidence that this is just completely a lie. So I just put together this little presentation piece just to kind of show that there's not really physical evidence for what she's claiming either, and you'll understand that more in a second here.
I got assaulted and I got strangled.
Let's take a look at Becky's neck the days after she alleges that this incident occurred.
Give Rewind the same chance you got. That's all.
They're gangsters. Remember, they're OGs of YouTube. They shouldn't need no help. They don't need no titty milk.
As we can see, there's no redness at all here.
The titty milkers don't.
This is for you. Message. I got assaulted and I got strangled.
Show for it, huh, Becky?
What are you, Nick Stoner? Are you in marriage police? What do you care if I'm married or not? I have a perfectly good boyfriend. Thank you very much. And we have a perfectly good private life. He's been helping me with my cardio conditioning. I got assaulted and I got strangled. Before this fight comes up, he makes sure I'm in shape every night.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're gonna fight it with your vagina, motherfucker?
This clip from January 1st, 2025 may or may not be relevant. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact day she alleges that this is supposed to have happened on, but it shows that her neck is not red from being quote-unquote strangled on January 1st. And also, it shows, where her head was at about our relationship on January 1st.
Gonna try to fix Albert and turn him around, and you can't do anything to stop me. The only thing that's stopping me is the fact that I have Richie and he's fucking amazing, but if I didn't, you would be in trouble.
And then we're gonna watch this clip in its entirety because this is probably my weakest bit of evidence, but I mean the acting here, like she's just so hurt and then boom, snap right out of it. As soon as something else to talk about comes up, she's completely back out of this acting phase where she's just destroyed, and she's right back into it, right back in the action.
I got assaulted and I got strangled.
Well,
Shut up!
I don't think she lied about that. So we're clear.
And you're a real fucking cunt for bringing up something like that.
I don't have any opinions on that, but my opinion is this.
Tyler super chatted $19.99. Please get rid of her, Tina.
My opinions are this. Becky, before you came, Queens ran without you, and those are some really good shows. This show sucks.
It does.
It does, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, right? This show's
It
garbage.
sucks because she keeps talking
And just like that, look, everything's okay.
over me. Yesterday's show didn't suck, did it?
You blamed that say on somebody, and we had to fucking shut the fuck up, and you lied your fucking ass off.
So I would say that there's pretty substantial evidence that Tina knows Becky lied between all of the things that we've looked at. But then she says something about we had to shut up. What does that mean? Is it possible that Keemstar knows that Becky falsely accused me and he's, dare I say, sweeping for her? What, because the show that he gave her makes too much money? Because he would have to fire her in his mind if it came out? Let's examine if it's possible that Keemstar does actually know.
It's probably gonna happen, but
too much. Like, I really, really liked you. Like, friend level and, like, teetering past friendship. Like, I was like, she is the girl. I can mold her into being, like, a superstar. And then you betrayed me, and I was like, but I given her, like, everything. Like, I gave her my assistant. I told her she's Keemstar number 2. Like, I've given her the keys to the key. I made her the VP of the fucking company. Like, I've given her everything, and she's still betraying me, and I can't trust her, and it hurt. Like, when I banned you, and I had to kick you from the community, it hurt me. But I had to. I just know better. I'm too old. I got too much knowledge of, like, the shit and how things go wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it truly pained me to kick you out. And that's the honest to God truth, since we're opening up.
when you say that I betrayed you, in what sense? Because right before I got banned, I had said that I know that Becky was faking the essay, and then I got banned.
Now, mind you that this was like 2 months ago when this is Lynx, when she was banned, this was like 2 months ago. So 2 months ago, she apparently told Keemstar that she knew Becky was lying about the essay allegations, and then she was banned from the server. Now, he denies banning her for that reason, but he says he does have a vague recollection of that part of the conversation, so he's not even denying that Lynx told him that 2 months ago. And you can find this video on her channel on YouTube. I can put a link in the description for that, and for the Rewind interview from earlier. And then here we're going to listen to Keemstar talking in regards to Becky coming to the Fat Camp event that I discussed when Tina told Wings of Redemption that Becky was lying about the allegations at the Fat Camp. That's the same Fat Camp. This is Keem talking about Becky going.
Savage, come
Let's
in
just not
here.
bring Becky. Let's just fucking leave Becky out.
Because Becky's going to be good entertainment. Like, Becky whining is going to be
but,
great.
I don't like dealing with people who stonewall you like this. You know what I mean? Like,
me too. I don't feel like playing this game, but also now we're worried about, like, okay, if she's gonna fucking act like, you know, she's getting murdered at Fat Camp, what if I'm having her do certain workouts and she's like, Team physically hurt me, you know, like I'm now this is what we've been saying privately, like Becky's kind. This is what we've been saying privately before we bring Savage in, that Becky's kind of a liability. She could hit all of us with false allegations. How many times has she said she's staying in your RV?
So internally, they're all discussing the potential that this girl is going to hit them with false allegations. But at the same time, the public-facing take on this is that she's not lying. She's telling the truth, and that, you know, there's no consequences. Nobody's calling her out for any of this, despite all of these clips and all this evidence coming to light. And it's just okay. They're just going to keep sweeping for her. Current day Richie again. I just want to reiterate that at the time of this going on, I did feel like there was sweeping. Since then, I've come to understand that It was just a precarious situation that we were all contending with, and I don't feel like that anymore.
What if you two get in an argument and she's like, oh, Mike tried to do something to me in the RV? Like, I don't know. Becky's like a professional victim. It's scary when you're this much of a victim. It's scary.
And so we're back to the beginning again, to the opening clip of this video where Tina opens the can of worms, because that is what really put me on kind of this re-energized crusade to get the truth out, and to hopefully get Tina to maybe spill the beans if she apparently knows something. So this is my DMs to Keemstar. Apparently Tina knows. Maybe we could get the truth to come out. Listen, I don't really know what has to happen. I don't really care what has to happen, but like, you know, here's all the pieces of evidence. Here's Kelly saying it. Here's Lord Rush saying he knows about it. Here's Link saying, yes, Becky also admitted to me that it was a lie. Here's all the pieces of evidence, and I've heard nothing back from Keemstar. He's not so much as indicated he's read these messages. He's done absolutely nothing. And I've gone as far as indicating, like, you know, I would hate to see you, like, get accused of sweeping for a false grape accuser here, because, like, ultimately I know she's lying. It seems that Tina knows she's lying. It seems that Wings and Kelly know that Tina knows she's lying. It seems that Tina has evidence she's lying. It seems that Lynx knows she's lying. It seems that Rush knows that Tina told her she's lying. All of these people seem to be aware that she's lying. Nobody's doing anything. She's just allowed to continually, as of 2 nights ago, she was on there beating the drum of this trauma that she's lying about enduring. This is just as of 2 days ago. Here we are, over 3 months since we've broken up. I've done nothing to this girl, and she's still beating the drum that I traumatized her, and nobody's doing anything about it. And while I've yet to see proof for this claim, if Lynx is to be believed, then Keem himself doesn't even believe Becky's story. So then I ask you, is this or is this not, in fact, sweeping? Let me know.
Okay, listen. This is the point. This is the point that I want to bring up, okay? Richie Dubs isn't just a fan of Locale Live. Richie Dubs is like a super fan. Richie Dubs drove, I don't know how many fucking hours to come be a part of the camping trip. He also brought a fucking, you know, a bunch of equipment, tools, had a generator. Richie Dubs went live tonight with a Medicare hat with my signature on it. It literally said Keemstar. He had those lolcow skeletons that I purchased for the crew that was there at the camping trip that we all signed except for Wings, because he had the fake energy.
You know what Richie Dubs also did? He also brought that fucking axe that gave me a hernia and busted my gallbladder.
So I just want to point this out. I want to bring it all full circle. All right. Your girl got stolen, Review Tech USA, by a Lolcow Live super fan.
Like, I was rooting for Richie all night. I knew he fucking had this shit locked down.